Assalamu alaikum, student. Hope you are fine. Uh, Student, today week 6, and we will talk about the internet crime. And in this lectures, we will cover there are some learning objects. We will cover the increasing trend in uh, internet crime and how that is a reliance on a commercial software that is known as a vulnerability, and then we will be able to understand the what is exploits, and they had a different type of exploit. And further that you will be from the this lesson notes, we will explain the distributed denial of services laws attacks, what is this, and what is the rootkits, and also explain the type of different perpetrators. Okay, that is some learning objects that we will cover. That's all are basically belong to the system vulnerability that creating a as a weak, maybe the weak system, but how the attacker will be attacked on, and they can be uh, creating a loss for the different organizations. And let's start. First, as we discussed that the exploit, that is a basically form of attacker where he will be create a target software vulnerability. It will be in your system, maybe the with the email message, with the comprised website, with the social network sites, or even though maybe that directly target the vulnerable service servers. Okay, that is maybe the create a problem for the servers. And the second way is that the user can the lure into the executing the exploit via social engineering techniques. And it can be the exploit, maybe the drop the malware onto the vulnerable system, or to allow attacker remote control. Basically, vulnerability, as we discussed previously, the concept of this vulnerability, it is basically related to in computer. You know that's exploit is a attack. Simple. It is a just attack. Just I'm going to be mentioned for you people where I'm reading there. Yes, in computing, as we discussed, then an exploit is then just attack on an information system that take advantage of a particular system vulnerability. Often this attack, that is a just for the poor system design or the maybe the implementations. Okay. If a hacker will be attack on a system, it is just for the reason is that it is a poor system design and maybe the implementation. Okay, once the vulnerability is discovered, then software developer create a problem and they need to be solve this issue. They need to be fixed or the patch to eliminate the problem, because it will be the harmful the data for overall our organization at corporate level. Then developer create a that is a now the task for the developer how quickly he will be fix this problem. Okay, and users of the system and the application are responsible for obtaining and installing the patch, and they can to usually download from the websites, and maybe the creating some solution. And the user, for the user especially who is basically using the system, he then the developer will be or a website, official website, providing some data, some patches that how this problem can be solved for the end user. Then end user will be download and obtain and install these patches if the your developer will provide it. Okay, for example, A critical vulnerability was discovered in Oracle Java 7 softwares. Oracle Java 7 software critical vulnerability will be discovered, and that made it possible for the hacker to break into a computer. Of the Oracle, they need to be provided quickly to how to the fix the these are basically different things and techniques and exploit that will be creating a problem. But the since 2006 to onward recently, we talk the number of new software vulnerability identified and it will be some ratio exceeding the 4,000 to 5,000 per years. Mean to say averagely if we talk about 550 more than a 15 and a 20 uh, softwares and it create a problem for the software. Okay, now just move look, there is the total number of a new software vulnerability identified annually in like in 2006 that is a 48 and 2011 49, that's a 5,000. But the old data, if we talk about the latest data, that is a more right now maybe the 25 and 20,000. Okay, now I'm talking about the different type of the that is a basically simple clearly that is a difficult to keep up the required patches always often, especially when you are there is a no a zero day where we can say that no attack will be there because the security community or a software developer known about the vulnerability and has been able to repair it. It is not none of their business, but they are doing their best try, however. But the some cases, the knowledge is sold on the black market, and it may be creating a problem with the black market. Mean to say that the cyber terrorist and a government and a large organization that may be then use and themselves in attacking on the computer of a rival. Now the zero-day exploit and the company sometime if we talk about the United States, they need to be bear the $250,000 that increasing day by day, year by year, yearly that a commercial software with known as a face the vulnerability. Okay. And if we talk about the vulnerability when exposed, many corporate IT organizations prefer to use already installed software and trying to implement to fix this software because they are basically useful. They're on a client level and they have a good practice and they have a nice to have the feature. So they will be want their old software should be fixed. This kind of problem. Okay. Now the type of exploits, if we talk about the different type, like the different type of the virus and the worm, Trojan, but there is a number of type of the computer attack with the new variety being the invented in all time. Now in the type of exploit in this section, we just be familiar. Maybe you people are familiar because you are a part of a computer science, but and throughout we will be discuss that some more common attacks that include virus, worm, Trojan horse, spam, and rootkit, and phishing, spear phishing, smishing, and wishing. And that is a number of some exploits this type will we will discuss. And while we are using, think of such exploit that will be the aim to the computer, smartphones, and iPhone and BlackBerry and number of smartphone that based on uh, Google Android operating system that continue to become the more computer capable, but increasingly smartphone users stores an array of the personal identity information on their devices, and they want just including their credit card, debit card, some footnotes, their accounts information, account information, so that the smartphones are normally used to the serve to the web, and they are linked to the different websites and transaction business electronically. So that's all are basically facing not just in your personal computer, even though your personal mobile phone, that's all smartphone that all are the part are a part that's a part for the this kind of viruses, this kind of vulnerability. Okay, now we talk about the viruses. First one, first type, you can say that is the first type of exploit and virus, where the virus, the computer virus that has become an umbrella term for many type of malicious code. That's basically virus that creating, that's the computer virus that creating become an umbrella for term many type of malicious virus. And if we talk about that, technically a virus is just a piece of a programming code that usually distinguished as a something else that causes a computer to behave in an unexpected and usually undesirable manner. Often viruses attached to a file, so, commonly that is basically attached to the file, so that when the infected file is open, the virus will be executed and it will be transferred to another file. Okay, as you are opening the different file, that all file will be affected. Okay, for example, virus may be a program that to display the certain message on the computer, to display screen, delete or modify a certain document, that's yes, and reformat the hard drive. That is some effect that need to be a end user need to be a face, because some viruses are the, no doubt that's a program in that if you have a document, simple MS Word document, and it is infected, then the language will be changed. Okay, the font will be changed, style will be changed, you will not be readable. That is a basically infected file. Okay, that is a different, maybe you face different type of viruses. Okay, and in your life, but that's again, it is a create a problem. It is a one of a program code that create the damage your data, your important documents, and even though reformat your hard drive. Okay, now we talk about the next one. That's the worm. That is a worm. Unlike a computer virus, it is also required a user to spread infected files to other users. A worm is a harmful program that resides in the active memory of a computer and duplicate itself. Okay, that's the main purpose, how that is affected your system. It is a basically harmful, the that is a actively go in your memory, computer memory, and making a duplicate files. Worm differ from the viruses in a sense that they can the propagates without human intervention, because often sending the copies of themselves to other computer by email. For example, if the negative impact of the worm attached on a organization computer can be a considerable, it will be the loss the data and a program, loss productivity due to the worker being unable to use their computer. Additionally, loss the productivity as worker attempt to the recover data and program. Okay, and a lot of effort for IT workers to clean up the mess and restore everything to as close to normal as possible. That is a time wasting, that is a cost. You need to be bear a cost, that all things that relate to when your the worm will be infected and will be create a problem for your in your system. There's a type that is a how it will be travel and through the emails and attacking your files, your documents, and that creating a number of, you can say, warm maybe you face in your life. Like if I'm talking about the some if we talk about that again, like it will be a harmful the restoring and for the especially for the IT worker to clean up the mess and restore the everything to close the normal and possible. You know that is some like Code Red, Sarcam, and Melissa Worm. It is estimated of $1 billion damages, and for using $1 million for the recovery. And if we talk about the configure storm, I love you worms, and that is a totaling damaging the and face the more than, I guess, the $5 billion. It will be a repairing cost of the system and all over the world. Okay, it is a basically very problematic things that creating that damaging the data, and for IT workers, it is again the challenging task for the IT worker when this kind of bomb, this kind of viruses, they need to be faced. Now I'm talking about the Trojan horses. It is also a Trojan horse is a program in which malicious code is hidden inside a seemingly harmless program. This program harmful normally payload might to be designed to enable the hacker to destroy the hard drivers, corrupt files, control the computer remotely, and launch attack against other computers, steal password or social security number, or spy on a user by recording the keystroke and transmitting them to the server operated by a third party. The main thing of the Trojan is basically that is normally it is delivered as a email attachment and downloaded from the websites and on contracted via removable media devices such as CD, DVD, or a USB memory stick. Once unsuspected user execute this program, the host of the Trojan horse, the malicious payload is automatically launched as well with no sign. But common host program include the screensaver, greeting card system, and a game that is automatically that will be start a game whenever you are doing a work, but a game will be start and a screensaver will be start, a greeting card message something will start. So but that is also create a problem, and normally a hacker destroy a hard drive, and sometimes your window will be corrupt, and you need to be uh, do this kind of things. Your data, especially in your documents, it will be your file will maybe corrupt, not be open. That all thing basically face a user that's creating a problem with the help of a Trojan. Okay. Now I'm talking about the spam. Spam emails, you use different type of spam emails. Okay. Now the spam is different sources through the email, especially. Okay, and email spam is a abuse of an email system to send an unsolicited email to the large number of people. More spam is a form of low-cost commercial advertising, sometimes for questionable products such as the immoral contents, phony get-rich-quick schemes, and worthless stock. Spam is also an extremely inexpensive method of marketing used by many legitimate organizations. It is also a way to extremely inexpensive method for marketing, but it create again a problem for the people they are not interested. Like for example, a company might send the email to the broad cross section of a potential customer to announce the release of a new product in any attempt to increase initial sale. Spam is also used to deliver harmful worms and other malware with this type of email, but sometime that will be creating a spam used to deliver harmful worms and other malware this email. Okay. Now if we talk about the uh, different reasons of this, that many companies that maybe the include your Google, Microsoft, and Yahoo that offer free email services, and the spammers often seek to use email account from such major free and reputable website-based email services provider, as their spam can be sent to no charge and is less likely to be blocked. Okay, normally they will be blocked, and but uh, a partially solution of this problem, if we talk about the spam, is a uh, capture to ensure the only human obtain free accounts and a completely automated public during tests tell the computer and the human apart, and the software generate great tests that human can pass but the most sophisticated computer program cannot. Okay, that is a different type that we discussed. Now the next one is a distributed denial of the services DOS attacks. It is a distributed denial of services attack is a one in which the malicious hacker take over the computer via the internet and cause them to flood a target site with the demand for data and other small talks. A distributed denial of services attack does not involve the infiltrations of the targeted system. Instead, it keeps the target so busy responding to stream of the automated request that legitimate the user cannot get in the internet equivalent of the dialing a telephone number repeatedly so that all over the caller hear a busy signal. Again, that is a basically distributed denial for services attack does not on just for involving the infiltration target system. It's keep the target to the busy responding to the stream of automated requested that lets me the user cannot get in the who are the basically involved in the internet equivalent to dialing telephone number and repeatedly so that all caller are the busy, but the target machine hold the line open while waiting for the reply that never come, and eventually the request exhausted all resources of the target that is basically showing this like in computer A that is request waiting for reply from A and response nothing server is a busy. And now computer B, user B, if want to contact it, sending the request, but the waiting for replying from B, again waiting for replying C, waiting for D and a E. That's all. Mean to say your server is a busy right now and not will be able to give you a response. Simply, it is an attack in which one malicious hacker take over computer via the internet, cause them the flood a target site with demand of for data and other small tasks. Okay, for other different tasks. Okay, and it create a problem again. And this software, if you talk about this software, that is a simple attack is a simple to use that over a DOS took readily available a variety of hacker sites, and a teeny program is downloaded, and from the attacker computer dozen to hundred, even though a thousand of computer all over the world, it will be infected. And the term botnet is a one term that is used to describe the large group of such computer which are controlled from one or more remote location by hackers without the knowledge or consents of their owners. Okay, but every whenever a hacker will be involved and creating a problem and create a problem for the organization as well as the computer users. But the thing is that some uh, solution is available, and the hackers if providing a problem, but the developer will be create a problem and try to fix this problem. Okay, now I'm talking about the rootkits, but in the next session we discuss about the rootkits. It's also one of a you know exploit type, but we will discuss in a next slides. Allah Hafiz.